We don't want people to go hungry just because they're embarrassed to go ask for help.
When Loudoun County does analysis of test scores and they kind of look at the demographics and how they're doing, it's the kids that are food insecure that are doing the worst. If you come to school hungry, you really don't care about homework. You really don't care about tests. You just want to get something in your belly. And when you're fed, then you can learn.
And so being food insecure means that you might not know where your next meal is coming from, or maybe you don't have enough food, or you don't have enough of the right kinds of food. That's why this organization exists, is to be able to help meet those needs in our community.
The first time that anybody comes to Loudoun Hunger because they're in need, it's probably the hardest drive that they've ever had to make. I mean, we've had people drive up and sit in their car and cry and hang onto the steering wheel saying, I can't do this, I can't do this.
They're working hard. They don't want to have to ask for help. And so the ability to just have dignity when you go there, it's so important.
We had a volunteer that was working in the market, and a mom leaned into her and she said, thank you so much. She said, you're really saving our family right now. And that, for all of us, is why we get up and we come to work every day and we do this work, because we can't imagine that feeling as a parent, as a neighbor, and we believe that everybody should have enough to eat.
Normally, when you think of a pantry, you're thinking you're getting a box with canned goods. But the way that they've set up is almost like a little supermarket.
With a new environment we've created with self-choice, those kids get that opportunity to pick what they want.
So people can go in there and they can grab a shopping cart and they can pick their own food, and there's a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables.
We gave away 800,000 pounds of fresh produce last year. We get that from our local community farms here, from our other local farmers, from backyard farmers who have a surplus bumper crop of zucchini.
They have a refrigerator section. You can get milk, eggs.
We have a whole shelf that's just for people with dietary restrictions and with allergies and things like that. So we go out of our way to look for foods to put on that special shelf for people.
And you're not just coming in, getting food, and you're leaving. Like, you're interacting with staff, you're interacting with volunteers who want to be here, who want to help, and they want to listen.
And then they go home with things that they know their spouse or children are going to be happy about. And it's not like, oh, look what they gave me. It's, oh, look what I got.
And we want to make sure each of those boxes has a certain amount of protein in it and a certain amount of green vegetables in it.
Dave McComber came on board as a board member, and so I was able to be at the ribbon cutting for the first data center that was on Broderick. And so QTS really designed a beautiful data center, and people still talk about that was really the first one that didn't just look like a big box, you know, and invited the public in, at least to the lobby, to say, look at what we're doing here and look at what this is, and we want to be a part of your community. And it was really my first introduction to sort of QTS and the people and the values, and I was blown away.
A lot of companies really kind of just talk about volunteer work, but we actually go out and do it. I've never worked anywhere where so many employees give back to the community.
When data centers like QTS come into a community and you look at what we can do with organizations like Loudoun Hunger, I hope that that changes people's mind about what data centers mean to a community, because we are part of this community.
Dave has been a fantastic board member for us, and now Gina Buckley has joined our board because Dave's term is about to end soon. And we just have really, over the years, greatly appreciated our relationship with QTS.
Without Loudoun Hunger, you would have 700 families a week that would be struggling to figure out where they're going to get their meals. Hundreds and hundreds of kids who are going to school hungry, who aren't performing well, who aren't learning. I don't know where those people would go if it isn't for an organization like Loudoun.
There are so many hands that touch the food before it goes into the hands of the families who take it home. And that's the shiny part, right? Like, that's the happy part. So there's a lot of hard things that happen here every day. There's a lot of hard stories that come through the door, but the good outweighs that every day. And that's what we have to remember.